Welcome back to another episode of Guns 101. I'm Mitch, your host, and today we're going to talk about the SKS, or in this case, this is a Type 56, Chinese made. So the SKS, these guns, they're very popular in the US with everyone. They used to be extremely cheap. They were cheaper than ARs. When I was growing up, you could buy one of these for under $100. Now they're getting quite pricey as people have started to collect them more and more. This one here, I think I paid about $400 for, and is pretty decent. I picked this up at a Sportsman's Warehouse. They just had it sitting there. It was covered in cosmoline, which we're going to do a video on, cleaning all the cosmoline off of one of these. So be ready for that. That's coming. And so without further ado, let's get a little bit into the history and bring this in for a closer look. All right, so this is a closer look at the SKS. You can see right here, 7.62 by 39 SKS, China. And then on this side, you can see a little bit more markings right there. So that's the head stamp that the Chinese government uses, and so on and so forth. This one has a lot of beat up things in the stock, little designs in it. There's one there, there's something there, there's an HS there. This here is the safety, and that's how that functions. So this is safe, this is fire. These do not have detachable magazines, unlike what you've seen in Call of Duty. That's an add-on part. So you can see this is a non-detachable 10-round magazine there. It loads via the top. This cutout right here is where you'd put your stripper clip, and you would load it. So it would stick up. You'd have 5 or 10 rounds, and you push that in, and then slam her back home. Now these do have floating firing pins. What that means is you don't want to be doing what I just did there with a live gun. You want to be smooth with it. They can go off without the trigger pull. Another interesting thing about SKSs is they have this bayonet here. So you just depress that, it swings around, and snaps into place. Chinese ones always have the spike bayonet like this. Russian ones will have a saber on them, more of a bladed bayonet, but hooded front sight. It's very reminiscent of the AK platform. It works very similar. So you have that there, and that's a little bit of a closer look. Now let's go shoot this thing. Alright, so that was shooting the rifle. I do want to give a shout out to Bighorn Firearms for supplying the ammo for that. They're great guys. They actually may have an SKS if you're looking for one, so I'd hit them up. They do ship all over the US. I have no idea what they're charging. I don't know. I have this SKS right here that I bought from Sportsman. Sorry, Bighorn. Moving on, let's talk about the history of this rifle. I have two rifles here. This is an AK. This is a Romanian AK. And this is the SKS we just got done shooting. And the history of the SKS, basically halfway through World War II, a lot of countries were looking for a semi-automatic, self-loading rifle that was on a intermediate cartridge or something along that line. They saw that the Germans were having a lot of success with their medium-range cartridges. So you'll notice something between these two rifles. Now, the AK is what killed the SKS. The SKS was only in service with the Soviets for under a year before the AK took over completely because their doctrine changed. But it found its way with guerrilla forces all over to all these other comm bloc countries. You saw them a lot in Vietnam, where they work, they do their job. Are they AKs? No, they're not full auto. They don't have that capability. They don't have a detachable magazine, so you're limited on ammo. But they were really good for what they were designed for. In the U.S., they're known as the poor man's Garand because they load very similar to the Garand, but they're a lot cheaper. They shoot a smaller cartridge. They're great rifles if you're looking to get something for prepping or something like that. They used to be the prepper's rifle, but these days you can build an AR for almost the cost of a SKS if you know where you're looking. So that's what's going on there. The interesting thing about this rifle is when it was designed initially, the AK wasn't thought of yet, because I didn't realize till I started researching this video, they were working on this as early as 1943. So you have a design with a medium range cartridge, not shooting a full 30 caliber. It's in the middle there, 7.62 by 39 instead of say 7.62 by 54, a little bit smaller. It's just interesting to think about that. What if the AK was never designed? Who knows what they could have come up with next. You will see these with 30 round box mags that come off, like the AK. Those have been converted. You'll see a lot of AKs or SKSs that have been what we call bubbed. So they'll have like aftermarket stocks on them. If you have an SKS, please just go put an original stock on it. Nobody likes those bubble ones. They're ugly. They kill the resale value on these. So definitely, I'm a purist. I'm sorry. I'd rather see it with a stock like this, all matching with some beat up characteristics into it. All right, so that was a closer look at the SKS rifle. This video was a little bit rushed. I do want to apologize for not putting videos out sooner. I do HVAC for a living. August is the worst month, so all of August I didn't put out a single video, and I do apologize. I have a lot coming down the pipeline. I'm working on it. And just to, check Bighorn Firearms out. They do have an arms list page and a gun broker page, so they do ship. They really do help the channel, and we are growing. I appreciate everyone for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you down the road.